So this is OK here, and we're going to play a game of battle chess. I've just received a position from opperwezen, so a position here, and I had already set up my own position previously, and I've just added his position this moment. And I'm now going to set up the challenge from position. Let's have it standard chess, time control, 10 plus 10, casual, not standard, it's actually from position. From position, this, oh no, not this, I need to get the fan. So this is like placement chess, but we placed our whole army in one go. And I want to be white, because white is my position, so let's go. And so we'll just double check. Oh. Okay, so just to show, this was my position. Can you see it on the stream? Just to check. Yes, you can. Perfect. So that was my position, and then Oppa gave me his position, and I'm white, so I get to play first. So what do I do here? I think I want to swing over to the king side. Interesting that this is a nice position for my knight to swing into. He's going to have a really beautiful bishop. So I can attack his knight can swing in there. Okay, I think the first move is just to swing my knight into here. And he says 2020. 2020 must be my rapid rating. It can't be classical, can it? Yeah. So we're playing effectively a game of rapid chess from position. So welcome everyone to the stream. Oh, is he winning a pawn already? That's disappointing. This is the problem. So in this sort of position, I want to create chaos, but I've already hung a pawn. Oh, I accidentally gave him 3 rooks. That's the problem. Okay, let's try again. So going back to the board editor. Oops, that was a mistake. Challenge from position. That's quite funny. Okay, so welcome everyone in Twitch chat. We should be live on lichess as well. I'm just going to quickly check. We are indeed. We're up against International Master Sludgy and King's Crusher. So, and we're doing standard chess for once. Normally we do Crazy House on this channel. Okay, good. Yeah. Okay. So I learned something from that from that aborted game, namely that this pawn is weak. It's quite difficult to know what to do. Okay, I need to close down these alerts. Okay, so hopefully everything is nicely visible on the screen. Seems like it is. Maybe I just to put it a touch this way to be perfect. Okay, so let's see again. This pawn. This pawn is potentially weak because of the rook and the pawn and even the bishop bearing down on it. So what to do? What to do? What to do? And then the idea is of just opening up his king. So takes, if pawn takes, so pawn takes pawn, he'd have to go this pawn takes. And if this pawn knight takes, still this pawn is very weak. It's a real struggle what to do. Okay, I'm going to go with this first and hope it's not awful. And the idea with this is it means I'm getting to open up my rook file. But as white, I need to take the initiative. The point is also, if he takes with this pawn, okay, that opens up his rook, but then this becomes weak. So he kind of has to take with the knight, but then I have knight takes, and my rooks are opened. Okay, his bishop is opened, but yeah, so it's somehow to take is a mistake. Okay, takes. Takes. And here I might be able to win a pawn even. Oh, maybe not, because the bishop. No, but maybe. Yes, maybe. Yes, that's the thing to do here. So there's something wrong with that move. Bishop takes bishop, king takes. I'm losing a piece apparently. I don't see it. Takes f3. Queen takes f3. Oh! Wow. This is why I'm not good at chess. So takes f3, queen takes f3, rook takes bishop. Ah. This game. So if I take here, maybe knight here. Yeah, really, so seeing which files are opening up and taking the appropriate measures, so important. It's just like the move order. Knight e5. Yeah, knight e5 feels good. I really wanted to save that knight. It's a good piece. Okay, so he takes the pawn, so there's an option to take with the bishop. Take with so notice this knight isn't hanging, because rook takes knight, rook takes rook, rook takes queen takes, there's no tactics I can see. Bishop takes pawn is interesting. Pawn takes pawn is also interesting. Gets rid of the backward pawn, but then there is a... I don't know. Bishop takes pawn... So I can always win this bishop for, with knight here if I ever wanted to at some point. Bishop takes pawn is interesting, but I feel maybe I shouldn't leave it behind. Takes here is interesting, but this pawn is always going to be a little bit weak unless the knight stays there. I feel like pawn takes is correct. I feel like pawn takes is correct because that gets rid of the backward pawn and maybe, it might even open up the queen a bit. Maybe the idea is to target this backward pawn. He wants to now go knight to e4 in this position. And rook c7. Rook c7 is interesting. The idea of setting up a battery here. I mean, of course, the other idea is swinging the rook this way. But we have the open file for now. Rook c7 is quite forcing. Takes. Rook c7. Rook c7 feels like a strong move. But he does just go, no, exactly, he doesn't have this move because it's controlled. So rook c7 feels like an active move. It's well, it's not really threatening anything, to be honest, but still feels like a good active move. So, hello Twitch chat. Hope you're enjoying this game of battle chess. So the way it worked is that we each set up our pieces in the initial position independently of each other. Turned out we had some similar ideas, like pawns on c4 and d4. But we went opposite ways with our king. Okay, so very natural, he goes knight e4. I think he recognizes, okay, it's very pretty, the move rook c7, but it doesn't actually carry a threat, and if it doesn't carry a threat, he can ignore it. Which is true. Okay, so is the knight going anywhere? I could always take it. I could always get rid of the bishop if I ever wanted to get rid of the bishop. Getting rid of the bishop's interesting, because then this knight is fairly weak. So, but I can't play knight here. Well, I can. I can just exchange. I can exchange rooks, play knight here, takes. That exchanges a lot of stuff, and then it puts pressure on this pawn. So let's do that. So I am trading off quite a lot of pieces, but I feel like that's a good threat. And coming down the e file, I'm losing this one. Maybe. Indeed, yes, I am losing this one. Yeah, he goes for it this way. So giving up the exchange, interesting. So if bishop takes knight, rook takes. So he wants to maintain position. I feel like I'm going to happily take the exchange though, and this is forced. Oh, he wins the exchange back. That's very nifty. That's very nifty indeed. So takes back, and at the end of all that, his queen is hanging, so he'd have to take this way, which is very uncomfortable. He might go for mating ideas with because obviously this square is weak coming in to b2. So a3 is something I have to be super aware of. But maybe the plan is, I was a pawn down, just try and take this. So take this one and go for this pawn, which is now weak. Not much you can do, and then I trade off queens, and it turned out I go from a pawn down to a pawn up, which is pretty decent. So we're going to try and just turn into an endgame. Okay, so how do I play this endgame? It's an opposite coloured bishop endgame. All my pawns are on light squares. I mean, apart from this one. So that's the only pawn which is in any danger. He immediately attacks it. Push. Now this position. What if I do this? Could be weak. And if I don't do it, then he's coming here and then here is the problem. Maybe he's not actually, because of this. And after this, there's this and this. So I think... And if I go here, he does this. So at the moment, I can blockade those pawns, but then I can never pick them up as well. And if I ever try to attack them, he has a bishop defending. But hang on, he is offering this. King goes back. Yeah, king goes back. And if I put my bishop back, he couldn't just put his king back on this square. If I take, push, he's coming back in time. If I go king here, king takes bishop, he's also coming back in time. Bishop, yeah, the bishop can sack as well. So just bishop back, I guess. And king goes here. Find it hard to see how I could ever win this endgame. I'd have to go for like king here at some point, and he can always defend. So I think it's yeah. I think it's impossible to. I think it's impossible to make progress. He has a blockade. I can just force the draw, basically. Just go. Okay, so let's. Okay, so. Okay, so we're both going to now make a new position. It's very exciting. So just going to put these pieces back. Okay, what does chat think? What should we do? How should we set things up? So what we did there was pretty good. I wonder if we can go for something a bit more direct. Now let's just play an idea here. He went on the king side last time, so for the sake of variation, and let's just play the mind games, I think he's going to go queen side this time. So how to exploit the queen side? Well, I'm going to put a bishop on the long diagonal. If he's going to be king side, should I go king side? Maybe not. Maybe he'll be attacking. What I also realised, what's really dangerous is just the captures and then captures. So yeah, this is quite good because it's just going to open up the rook file very quickly. These knights are doing a good job controlling all these squares. I quite like this sort of setup. So I'm going to just slightly change it like this. Maybe even bishop at a1 and queen here. Going for something fairly direct. Now this wouldn't work if he has a bishop along this diagonal as well. Then it's not so strong. But I'm going to go for this. So let's go back to. Let's see if he set something up. Not quite sure where he's. So I'm going to go with this. Maybe it's too aggressive. I'm not sure. There's another idea I have, which is to really secure up everything. Maybe this. And this is going to be a potentially open rook file. Maybe the queen a bit more central so the rooks can swing in if necessary. And the queen can still back off in many ways. So, okay, I'm ready. I just need to find where he is. Cab's message. Okay. So actually, meanwhile, since we're here, we could also request a computer analysis of this game. See if either of us missed something, or if the final position, it is indeed a draw. There's nothing either of us can do with the opposite coloured bishops. Was there a moment? Not sure. So it's just drawing a lot of the way. Yeah, for those just joining the stream, so this was game one of our battle chess. To be fair, I accidentally gave him a third rook, which enabled me to see a tactic I'd missed, which is takes here and then this becomes weak. This is something you have to be very aware of in this how file. And then here I made another mistake by playing pawn takes pawn, not recognizing bishop takes knight, and here. So okay, so I've got a position from Opper, which is great. So the 8-8. We don't need the 8-8. We just need up to the 4p3. Copy. Okay, I go now to my board editor. This is quite nice to see how you do it. I replace the 8 up to the 8-8 with his position. And now that should work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Indeed, white to move, and that's my challenge. So I'm going to challenge Opper. It's going to be game 2 of this opperwezen challenge from position, and this is going to be the position. So we've each chosen our own positions in this game. 10 plus 10, and I'm going to be white because I've chosen the white pieces. Now that I've just done it, I'm just like, why did I leave this pawn? Why did I leave that pawn? Why did I leave this pawn hanging on h3? Kind of wish I'd put it somewhere else. But he didn't switch it up. He stayed on the king's side. Interesting. And so my whole battery onto the queen side it all came to naught, which is kind of funny. Okay, so yeah, I feel like somehow this position I haven't got what I wanted. I can push, takes. Oh, I trapped the bishop, maybe. Okay, let's go for it. I think I trapped the bishop. I think I trapped the bishop. Let's just see. So I was very disappointed with my position, but hang on a second. After bishop here, I've got pawn here, and I trap the bishop. So, and although he can open up the rook file, the knight is well protected. So this bishop on e6, which has no squares to fall back to, turns out to be a bit of a mistake. So I shouldn't be so disappointed. I think I've got something here. I've got now an awful pawn, of course. But piece is a piece, right? And look at his knights. I mean, look at his knights and look at my knights. This is good, right? He does have rook takes knight. But then I just take it, even rook takes. So, by the way, looking quickly at game one again, yeah, very even all game. Maybe I actually won the. I was 1.8 from the opening actually. So, if anything, I made a mistake in losing my advantage with rook c7. Best move was bishop to a3. So yeah. So it's interesting. I won the battle of the positions. So pawn here to pick up the bishop seems sensible. So he takes the bishop. So now I've got a choice. Do I take with the knight or the queen? I think it's worth thinking a second about this choice, because knight takes actually has... oh, it doesn't have interesting ideas. I was thinking of discoveries on the king, but the king is actually tucked away quite neatly. So knight takes... rook takes rook isn't even a threat, because the rooks and queens are so well defended. So he has a plan of pawn here and pawn here, so he's going to get a passed pawn maybe. But nothing too much. So I pick up a nice sweet piece. That's nice. That's the kind of advantage I need against Opper, at least a piece, right? Okay, so now my queen's under attack. Okay, now obviously I can't go to here because of this fork. His bishop diagonal is opening up very nicely on this knight, so positionally he does have some compensation, I have to say. This pawn remains well defended, so I can just back off. He still remains quite solid in a way. I could back off, in fact, all the way to e1. There's no reason not to. The real question is where this knight is going to belong, because it's going to get kicked. It's going to get kicked, and it's a question of where is its home. So that's why maybe knight f2, knight e1, but it really needs to find a home. I mean, knight f2 to d1 to e3 is potentially an idea, maybe even to here one day. But it needs something. No, I think it needs something more solid. Maybe like somehow ending up here. But I don't see how it ends up there. You can always give back the piece with something like knight here, takes, but I think Opper would be just delighted with that. So knight f2 feels correct, but it means it will never find its way to here. So I'm just trying to work out, can it ever find its way to a better square? I don't see it. I'm going to go all the way back to e1. Just yeah, of course that comes, and because I've gone to e1, this is forced. So he has a bishop and a rook and all kinds of pieces bearing down on me. Now, are there any tactics? This is interesting. Knight takes pawn. Again, knight takes knight is always nothing. Knight takes pawn. So trying to go 2 pawns for the no, because he's trying to pick up the central pawn and just storm the center. This is the plan. It's a good plan. How does it work exactly? Just knight takes pawn immediately is a kind of... no, it doesn't quite work. It doesn't quite work actually. Knight here is a potential idea in the future, but I think it's too decentralizing. So here, if he immediately takes knight takes pawn, takes back, rook takes rook, rook takes rook, and then queen takes knight. So if knight takes pawn, knight takes knight, rook takes rook. There's also bishop takes bishop. No, it's queen takes his check though. Yeah, don't want that really. So knight takes pawn, knight takes knight, knight takes pawn. If knight takes knight, he'll go rook takes. I mean, it is just an extra piece, so we can make something happen here. We could go here maybe. And we're just trying to get some tempo on this. So you say, okay, we're losing this, but the problem is if we're losing this as well. So it's rather uncomfortable. If we can avoid losing that, we definitely should. This pawn is actually a thorn in his side. So I'm actually going to change my plan. I'm actually going to defend that pawn. And now that does mean this knight is potentially undefended. So if rook here, if he takes here anyway, oh gosh. If he takes here anyway, what then? Because what I'm thinking is if knight takes knight, bishop takes bishop, king takes, and he has some checks. Queen e2 seems dubious. I really do want to defend that knight though, and I don't want to... that pawn, I really want to defend that pawn. I don't want to defend this way, because then the knight can't do its remanœuvering. But I could wait. I mean, I could do the... well, no, I could come this, and then this, and then this. Can I take my time here? That's the question. Maybe I can take my time here. Maybe there's no rush. Okay, I'm going to play this. I'm just going to claim that I'm not in any hurry. The other move, I felt it was shutting down the lines too much. So he's trying to double up. Ah, I think I made a mistake by playing quickly. Or have I? Knight takes pawn doesn't work, I don't think, because of rook takes. And I have a lot of defenders. But I just feel this is not so secure. I've just self-pinned myself. Okay, so the basic problem in this position is this rook is looking stupid. And I can't move this knight because it's not secure. So I could do queen here maybe, or queen here. That seems fine. And then it feels a lot more secure. What's his plan? So okay, his plan of course is just simply knight here. So queen here, very important move. So both defending this and protecting against knight b6 takes on d5. Sure, this looks risky, but this is all covered. He gets his king out the way. What's that for? Sounds like a waiting move. Ah, so he was afraid of bishop takes bishop coming with check. Not something I had recognized. So if simply rook takes knight, or so if knight takes knight, what's the idea? If knight takes knight, rook takes rook, rook takes. If knight takes knight, he's got a check on me. Bishop takes bishop, whenever he wants. Interesting. So is this a free piece? Is there a way of winning this piece? Rook takes knight. Rook takes knight. Bishop takes knight. No, so knight takes knight makes more sense. So knight takes knight. Rook takes rook. Now there must be something. Knight takes knight. Rook takes rook. Rook takes. Rook takes. Rook takes. Queen takes. And then he takes back the knight. Okay, so knight takes knight. Rook takes. Rook takes. Rook takes again. Queen takes. And then queen takes knight. I mean, I think I have to go for this. But I need to very fast see some kind of... See if there's some kind of... I mean, this will trade off a lot, which is in my interest because I'm a piece up. So if I lose a pawn, then if I'm a piece down, that's not actually such a big deal. So rook takes rook, rook takes rook. Oh, but aren't you losing... Oh, crumbs. Okay, so his idea is... Oh, crumbs. I was banking on this, but of course I don't have that move. So I do this. Did I lose a piece along the way? No, I'm still a piece up. Okay. I'm pawns down, but still a piece up. Okay, so he takes this way. If I take the queen, he takes my queen. So I have to take back. Taking back with the queen makes a lot of sense. Taking back with the queen makes a lot of sense. Taking back with the rook, like why? With the knight, why would I do that? The knight's actually got a nice active idea. So he's winning plenty of pawns, that's for sure. Okay, so now these bishops are facing off and something is going to come of it at some point. So if takes, is there any tactic? Really wish there were. What about... Fortunately, yeah, queen here is his entry. Bishop takes pawn, pawn takes, queen takes pawn. Yeah, queen here is his entry. I've got to be aware of this. So if queen here directly, the threat is queen there. So it's quite a strong threat. Feels strong, anyway. So I'm going to do this. So he does have these two central pawns for the piece, but if my pieces are active, I think the piece should be worth more. So it's just trying to keep the pieces active and cut down, not allow a queen invasion, for example. That would be a disaster. So the threat here is just coming in here, which is quite lethal, and all my back rank is actually really well defended. So hi there, CP Quittet. You're recommending bishop g2, get my bishop back in the game. Yes, I agree. I just wanted to go. I wanted to go quickly. So this isn't this losing? Oh, he's got this. What a sneaky guy. So after this, he has queen here, checkmate. Interesting, interesting. So how to stop it? If I just go knight here, I'll get terrible pawns. But I mean, I'll take terrible pawns. Then queen there. Is it an unstoppable threat? I think it is an unstoppable threat. So I think I'm going to do it. Oh, he's got this idea. Okay, fine. I'll take your darn queen. Okay, so we're going to play this endgame. We're going to play this endgame. He's a piece down. Yeah, let's take this bishop off the board. Okay, and he's going to try and push the pawn, but that knight is actually doing a wonderful job controlling this pawn. And like you said, I want to do bishop g2, but I'm slightly afraid knight here comes in. Knight here is coming in anyway, picking off this pawn. Really annoying. So I don't. Do I bring the bishop in first? Bishop in, knight here. I think I need. F4 is weak. Yeah, F4 is weak, but it's easily defended. But 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. That's the problem. So I'm going to just bring my king in. Oh! Oops. Ah, man, why do I do this? I didn't realize it was with check. I should have done bishop g2. Darn. Bishop g2 instead of queen c4, says the chat. Yeah. Yeah, okay. It's tough. I'm going for the active king, but yeah, I shouldn't have allowed this with check, because my plan after knight here was to go knight here. That was my plan the whole time. So he's hitting my bishop. Interesting. It's interesting. If I just ignore the bishop, what would happen if I go here? Knight takes bishop here. Now, this is too strong, I think. So I've got to save my bishop. He's just got too many. He's got too many pawns here, I think. It's going to be tough. It's just going to run those pawns. I think it's going to be tough. It's my hunch. It's going to be tough. 5 passed pawns. Ouch, says the chat. Indeed. Okay, so what do I do here? Just take it. Here. So what's the best route? Maybe. How do I form a blockade? If I go knight here, he'll hit this. Knight, or he'll just push. Knight here, I'm going to be hit with tempo underneath the knight here. Not sure if it's fast enough. Also, just pawn here is the problem. If knight here, he's just pushing this one all the way. So knight here is interesting though. Knight here, push. Yeah, knights are not very good at stopping pawns. Knight here. I'm never stopping that pawn if I go there. So if I go king takes pawn, I'm too far behind. Takes knight. No, I haven't got enough. Have I got any nifty checks? No nifty checks. Knight there. No, he just got pushed. Whatever happens, it's all over. Knight g4 says the chat. Okay, I'll do what chat says. I mean, knight g4 put some pressure on that king, but yeah, I can't stop this pawn. I could go knight here and then knight here. That's the sort of, or knight here and then knight there, but it doesn't really work. It doesn't last long. Okay, well I'll do it anyway. This game is gone, says CP Kutut. Yep, indeed. We're doing our best. Oh, fancy, fancy. Fancy chess. So if I take the knight, he queens. I don't take the knight. He pushes. Yep. Okay, I'm going to go for this one. Yep, and resign. Okay, cool. I'm going to open that in analysis board. So that was game 1, this is game 2. See where I went wrong. So yeah, let's see who won the opening battle. In the opening position, I was plus 3.1. So I'm winning the battle of setting up my position better than my opponent. And then in the end game, I'm a piece up, but it's hard. So this is the position. Bishop g2 is recommended by chat. Apparently it's still equal here. Interesting. So I go for this fairly aggressive option. Queen c5, nice move. Takes, takes, takes. I didn't realize I was losing at this point. I thought I misplayed it. But obviously this was terrible. What was it? I was thinking, yeah, bishop g2 here maybe, but apparently, yeah, black is actually winning this position. Really winning this position. White's got an extra piece, but black is winning. That's the real surprise. So actually, yes, that queen c4 move, which I thought was quite a nice move, is in fact a loses my advantage. And what was the move I missed? So this was not a good idea. King b1 apparently is best. Just get out of the check, just like he did. That's an interesting. So other nice moves: a3, weird. Knight to e3, blockade. Interesting. So a4. Lots of weird ideas. Okay, I need to quickly go to board editor and come up with a new plan. Now, since this is our last try at this, I am sure he's going to go for a kingside idea. So what I'm going to do, I think in game 1 I had quite a good setup. I feel like this is quite a good setup. So I'm going to open this up in board editor. So that was our game. 2 blunders from me and opperwezen. No mistakes, no blunders. Amazing. Of course, it's opper. Okay, so this was my position in game 1. So just reset up the black pieces because he's going to come up with his own position. What does chat think about things? I think control of the center is so important in chess. So this sort of thing was quite nice. King on a1 has turned out to be pretty nice as well. Is there anything I could do? I don't want something like this because he could have a pawn here and then suddenly I got my kingside blown open. So there's something. I quite like the idea of this knight here. Now I want to think, what if he's got the... Yeah. I quite like the idea of central knights, that's the other thing. But, okay, give me back my knight. I quite like the idea of central knights, but maybe we do things slightly different. So the problem with this, I was thinking of this sort of idea, is then the long diagonal is potentially weak. So this is quite a good setup actually, to keep my long diagonal. Okay, it's a bit passive blocking in the bishop like this, but it's just, yeah, I feel it's correct. So I feel that's correct. I feel that's correct. I feel that's correct. I feel this is good. See if you could, yeah, the same position. Yeah, I can. I could use the same. It's served me pretty well, so I can use exactly the same position. He'll never expect it. Indeed, the pawns are. I like this pawn setup because the bishop is potentially open. This pawn is likely to take something. These knights are amazing. This bishop is open for now. So the only question I'm wondering is where to put the queen. Not here, because otherwise this was always an immediate threat. Maybe bishop here, queen here. Queen here was the other idea. That's the same position, similar position. Except then I move this pawn. Maybe just this position. Okay, I'm ready. Okay, let's see his position. He's got something set up, I think. Okay, so he has a position. Oh, he's gone kingside again and very passive. Okay, so let's just grab his position and I'll set it up. Copy. Go to my board editor. Paste it in. So that's the game we're going to be playing. How come it's not loading? Oops, 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 I did something wrong. Oh yeah, I forgot to take out the 3/8. That's the game we're going to be playing. I think so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I've done something wrong. Let's go back to his position. Copy. Go back to my board editor. And oh, that's my position. Oops. I was putting my position on top of his position. How stupid. Okay, so my position is there. That's his position is there. So it should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I've only got 7 rows. Oh, it confused me. He has an empty row. Okay, excellent. Hi there, Bakus. Great to see you. What are we trying to do? Okay, so I've set up this position. Opper has set up this position. We can't see what we're setting up. We set it up anonymously, and we now challenge each other. So it's going to send Opper a challenge. Challenge from position in standard chess, 10 plus 10, but Opper's given me white to try and make up for. So I'm challenging Opper now. That's the game we're going to be playing. I could think for a couple of seconds. So this is hanging. That's annoying. But has he trapped his bishop again? He hasn't, because this is also hanging. Oh, that's annoying. Ugh. Interesting, interesting. He's almost trapped his bishop again. Oh, of course, he's done h6. So he's learned from his mistakes. Yes, indeed, indeed. Okay, cool. So it's good to see lots of people in chat now. This is game 3. Game 1 was a draw, actually. Game 2, Opper won, but I've been winning the game of setting up a nice position. But Opper's been winning the chess, unfortunately. Surprise, surprise. Oh, the sneaky guy. He set up an open A file on my king. Just play e3, e4. Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I was going to do. As CP Kutit says in the chat, that's my plan. But I've got to be worried about this file. I mean, his pieces aren't really coordinated to attack me on the queen side, actually. But he has quite a safe king, so it's going to be quite tough to see how to break it down and how to shut off this open e file. That he wants to open up the e file and get lots of play. Now that is interesting. So he's just going straight for this, 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 this. I mean, it's so tempting. I mean, but it's just 2 pieces for the queen. But hang on, hang on, hang on. Isn't this strong? The knight's trapped. I'm going to go for it. Gina says, and maybe f5, rook takes e3, queen f1, and claim you are alpha 0. So he says he wins material with check. takes d4 and takes d4, takes here with check. I don't know. Takes d4, takes here, takes the rook, so he's winning a rook and a pawn. I win the knight. So I'm just being stupid because I can't see why I can't. Takes d4, takes bishop. So what people are saying in chat? Gina says, I'm blundering a lot of stuff. Takes d4, takes g6, takes f3, takes f7. Rook takes f7. Only 2 pieces for the queen. Oh, yeah, okay, fine. I missed rook takes f7. That was my blunder. So that was my problem. And if knight takes d4, queen somewhere. Yeah, I wasn't planning on moving the queen somewhere. I recognise that was. I was really going for this. Takes the bishop, takes the queen, takes this pawn, and takes knight is coming with check if he doesn't move it, and he can't move it. So takes knight with check, and then takes this. Okay, chat is advising me wisely to defend the pawn. So okay. It was a really nice idea, but I missed takes, rook takes, bishop takes, and like Gina217 said in the chat, that's only 2 pieces for the queen. That's no good. And yeah, the position is just a mess. Okay. So he's letting me have another go at this. Why is he letting me have another go? This. Okay, I'm going to have to think about this a second. This, I can just take back. But then when he moves the knight, he has... No, but this is defended. Okay. Oh, he's going this way. Whoa. But I can just take back? I'm just like, what's the plan? I mean, I could take a knight, but I don't want... Pawn takes knight, pawn takes knight. Yeah, pawn takes pawn. No, I mean, I just take back. It's just normal, solid chess. If takes the pawn, he could take this pawn. Oh, it is. He will be attacking the rook, but takes the bishop. Yeah, this is fine. I mean, this is okay. It's not so bad. So he does do knight takes pawn. So knight takes rook is coming with check. So pawn takes bishop, knight takes rook. I'm getting 2 pieces. No, I'm not. This knight. How disappointing. So the problem is pawn takes knight, knight takes rook. I'd have to go queen takes knight to defend this knight. It's not so bad. So let's do that. Okay, so at the end of all that, this is Interesting. Not doing so badly. I have knight here as an idea. It's a good place for the knights coming in here. That pawn can't be defended, basically. So, awesome. Oh, he can go here, but then that would put the king on the diagonal of the queen. So there'd be all kinds of potential crazy house type tactics with, just taking on g6 anyway, drawing the king out, maybe pushing. Would make for an interesting game. Would he be able to defend it? King h7 is certainly risky. Takes, push. King takes, bishop here. He might just be able to run back. So, but the problem is, the problem is just simply push first, and this pawn can't be defended. So king h7 is bad because you just push the pawn directly, and queen takes pawn is forced. So I've won his bishop. This is a very great progress. Okay, so he's doubled on the file. Huge exchanges are fine by me. Arguably, whose king is less safe? Like, if we go into an endgame, who's going to be doing better in this endgame? If I just go rook here, takes. I think my rook is not an active piece. I can't give him control of the file. If I give him control of the file, he's coming in. He's coming into here. So simple chess, just challenge the file and exchange off his better pieces for my worst pieces. Now, yes, I think taking first is good. And now the question is, do I want to trade queens as well, or do I want to be more ambitious? It doesn't really do anything. This is defended. If I do this, he's got these sorts of ideas. So what I really want to play is queen to d3, but d3 is not defended. Queen to d1, here's the problem. So maybe bishop here first, but then if bishop here first, he still has queen g4 type ideas. Bishop f3 maybe. Bishop f3, he still has this. But bishop f3 is good because I can then do this whenever I want to. So the problem is bishop f3, queen here, queen here. So everything is sound, as it were. And I'm developing that last piece. He has no way of coming in. I'm preparing for this, but the only problem is this. Yeah, that's the only slight problem. I'm gonna have to do stupid moves like this. Yep. Well, he can't actually. He can't actually do queen h3 because queen takes rook is check. So this is a good move. It forces the trade of queens. Yeah, I quite like my position actually. Could even take with the knight and then come back to here and bring my king in. Oh, this is coming. Should I be worried? Maybe I should be worried. So rook here is the only slight concern, then coming over and taking this pawn as well, and then this pawn will run, and that's basically his little passport to victory. Okay, so knight takes queen. How to stop it? If bishop takes queen, there's nothing. I could go bishop there, but this is so weird. Can't be right. Can it? Bishop takes queen, rook here, bishop here. Well, It is fairly secure, and then I bring my king in. King here, king here. It's kind of weird, but I think it works. So I'm going to do that, actually. Very strange looking move, but seems to work. Now my pieces are all tied up, but my king is coming in, and his rook doesn't have any play for now. And his knight doesn't really have any play either for now. But he can quickly change that with a couple of moves. But I can quickly change things with a couple of moves too, so it's a case of tempos here. I mean, he would love to get a pawn here. Okay, so he wants sort of like knight here, sort of idea. So here. So if I go here, knight takes pawn, king takes rook is the issue. Oh, the rook is almost trapped. Hi there, Smash! CP Quittet is saying if b5, c takes b5, c takes b5, then a3 exclamation mark. Very good, very good. Very, very nice. Now I think I've got some nice ideas here. Like knight here, rook takes pawn. Knight here, rook takes pawn. How to defend this pawn? This pawn is weak. This pawn is weak. This pawn is easily defended, but weak for now. Could defend it now. And then, okay, this is worth thinking about. Bishop here, rook here. Bishop here. I mean, I don't have to defend it. I could also just push. Oh, again, he's taking this one. Okay, that's his idea. So if I push, he's taking that pawn. Interesting. But what if I just run? I just run. Ah, so exciting, this position. There's so much possibility. So the basic issue is if I move my knight, say, if I move my knight here, this is interesting, because then he can't do rook takes pawn because of knight takes knight. So knight here, he'd have to go knight takes knight. And then I could just go pawn takes knight. Huh, crazy, isn't it? I'm going to do this. It's a very, very crazy looking move. It's not a natural looking move, but the idea is simply just to take back with the pawn. Ah, I missed the check. And then the rook comes back to defend. Okay, that I missed, because I was hoping for this. Yeah, this is what I was hoping for. But maybe I missed something. So if I go pawn takes pawn, pawn takes pawn, rook takes bishop, pawn takes pawn, he comes back in time. Or does he? Yeah, he does. Pawn takes pawn. Yeah, so my original idea was bishop here. If this, he doesn't have time to take the bishop because of this. Ooh, so bishop there might still work. I think it does. I really need to... Oh, no. He's got rook takes pawn. Takes. Awesome! Oh, he still has this. So takes... Check. Ah, I missed that. So if he takes the bishop, takes, and he's dead. Okay. But he must go rook c4 here. So this has been a fabulous game. Oh, he doesn't take the bishop. He just oh god, yeah, this way round. He takes this way round. Oh. Yeah, okay, he tricked me. Okay, he got me there. So now I can't take back because of this check. Ah, tough. This is tough. Yeah, this is tough. Now I just don't have enough pawns. So it's all gone. It was all so close to being amazing. I mean, if rook takes bishop, pawn takes pawn, he has no way back, because he has no way back to defend the queen. Yeah, I mean that's the thing, playing a good player. But it was so close. It was so close. It was he took in exactly the right order. So takes, check, and yeah, then there's nothing. So the problem is, okay, bishop here is fine, but then he's just got rook here, and it's all very awkward. Bishop here, just rook here. Um, Bishop a1, just rook here. So yeah, this is really awkward. Bishop here, rook here, king here, rook takes pawn. Sort of these sorts of ideas. It's going to be hard. I guess I do it. I think I have to do that anyway. I mean, I can't really defend that pawn. I just have to play it. But yeah, it looks like it's gone, indeed. I could do this, and the idea is if this, then this, this. Okay. Bishops. I mean, bishops are good pieces, but I just don't quite have enough pawns. Um, he has me under control. It's quite tough. If I take, this is quite creative looking. Doesn't work though. You can get back. Let's do this. This. So this is coming. Push, takes, takes. He's just got too much. Push takes pawn, pawn takes and run. Does that do anything? If he ever does this, that's very interesting. It's really, really, really interesting. If he ever does this, his rook might not be able to get back. You just go, bishop takes pawn, pawn. No, he still gets back. Rook here. If I do, he's always got rook here. Check is the other thing. If I go pawn now, then I've lost my hope. Okay, so let's just analyze this one last time. Takes, takes. Push. He just needs to get back. Yeah. So it's not a problem. What if I go here? Keep on fighting for a bit longer. So the idea of this is I do this. So he does this. And he insists that he is coming back to this square, whether I like it or not. And tough. No, I was contemplating mad musings, but they don't work. They do not work. Yes, too hopeful. Okay, good games, good games. So what is battle chess, says Chaos 1337. So battle chess, we're each going to set up this is battle chess. So independently of each other, we each set up our position in the first 4 ranks only. You can't start putting pawns on g6. It is just standard chess. So yeah, if people follow my stream normally, then usually I do Crazy House. Yeah, you can. So what do people want me to set up? It's not an opening. It's a position. So yeah, if you want me to set up a King's Indian, or definitely we could set up a King's Indian or something. See it like this. Well, how's the King's Indian go? Rook c1. We want another pawn on d5. We have a knight on d3. Bishop here. Maybe this here. So we're ready for this with this, and where's my rook? Rook here. We can set up a King's Indian, for example. What do you guys think? So how does the King's Indian work? We also put a pawn here, but we're not allowed to put a pawn on the. Yeah, so I do stream some chess, but mainly Crazy House. And I mean, I've got a lot of chess videos. If you look to my YouTube, you can see playlists of chess videos, but they're mostly study videos. And most of the stuff I do is variant chess, and specifically Crazy House, and crazy variants like this. Where does this bishop belong? Here, and then back off. Maybe just back off straight away. Maybe King h1 is safer. Thinking about this, I'm worried I'm going to get mated. Like, what if he has an open H file? This king is just going to be. Yeah, like maybe I should do that to him. Just have the king. Maybe he's going to go on the queen side for once, though. Maybe for once he will. Just have that open, and maybe h6. What about that? What do you guys reckon? How should I arrange my position? Maybe put the rook here. Maybe just put the rooks already on the A file. So the first 4 games I put the king on the queen side and g4 and g4. That's going to be maybe slightly annoying. Maybe need a better bishop. Cool. What? A safe king in the center. I don't know. I think Opper's going to kill me if I have a king in the center. That's what I worried about anyway. Maybe my queen needs to find a better spot. Where should my queen be? Maybe here? I'm worried about some kind of rook file opening up onto the queen, though. That's the thing. So if takes, that's an issue. So queen is actually safer here. This pawn is weak, though. Very weak, so it's lucky I'm white. So Opper has that disadvantage. Open G and H. All pawns in the center, and open G and H and knight files. Huh. How about open A and B? Okay. Well, we do what people say. We do what people want. Put my king back where it was. Bishop here. Oh, you can't have open A and B if my king. A safe king in the center. That just feels risky against Opper. Like, he'll take advantage of a safe king in the center. But it's going to be hard. He's going to have rooks. Okay, if I do this, something like this. I don't know. I kind of worried about stuff. So while people make suggestions, just going to quickly look at that last game. I'm going to run that. I'll run that through the analysis. See if we who had the advantage in setting up. Oh, much closer. Only +1. E4 was good. Backing off. And so there was some ideas here. C takes D5. Knight takes D5. Huh. The pawn was hanging. What? Completely missed this. Okay, and then... So this was actually a much more testing game, with sort of more mistakes from both sides. This was a mistake, apparently, because bishop e2, yeah. And suddenly I'm doing actually okay. Bishop c1 was much stronger than king. Bishop c1, rook d4, bishop moves again to e3, and the rook was actually trapped. Okay, so that's a big thing I missed. Big thing I missed, and I missed in the opening the fact that this pawn is just hanging. Okay, let's see. What center? Why not? But pawn on d3. Pawn on d3. Pawn on d3, not on d2. Oh, I want a queen. Come on, where should I put my queen? Come on, quickly, ideas. So we got a nice file. This bishop is terrible. Come on, where should I put it? A light squared bishop. I need better ideas. I need better ideas of where to put things. Missed bishop c1 totally. Yeah, bishop c1 in the last game. Amazing move. King c1 was a blunder. Bishop c1. Such a nice rerouting maneuver. Trapping the rook. The knight looks bad. Yeah, I'm okay, I'm going to quickly say... I better not open that. Oops, in case I see it. So let's just open that in another tab. Yeah, we're still working on our one. Queen e3 could be under attack. So where should the queen be? E2. Yeah, e2 you prefer. Okay. Knight looks good. But there's something wrong about this position. Okay, this is solid. Maybe this is... Hey, it's not so bad. I've got 2 knights, 2 bishops, 2 rooks, queen. It's not so bad. It's just... I don't know if I'm killing it. But... Okay, this looks okay. This looks okay. Okay, let me know. Do you like this, guys? Do you like this? Do you like this? Okay, looks better. Yay. Okay, I'm gonna look at the... Yes. So let's have a look at study. I'm gonna pick up his... So just when I had set up everything for attacking his king side, he flipped on me. Can't believe it. So that's what I need. Just the top rows. If it lets me just grab those top rows, I'll just grab everything. No, I don't want to grab everything. I just want those top rows. Okay. Okay, going back to the board editor. Okay, so just inserting his top rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So that's what we have to play. Copy. Let's give him a challenge. Opperwezen challenge. Paste, and I'm going to be white. Going to have a nice long and hard think about this one. And yeah, good. Okay, let's have a nice long think about this one. This will be tough, aggressive. Yeah. So, need to have a think. Sharp is his first reaction. Yeah. Look at that open H file. And CP Qt says, I see a free G pawn. G pawn? B pawn? So the first question is, what happens if takes? Takes. Now this is all very well defended, but it's opening up his rook. This is the thing. You can always block him up, but then he takes. Ooh, that's not good. What's the free G pawn? Can't see. D5 is a bomb. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's you don't want to take it. Is what he's basically trying to say. Is CP Kutit in chat? Yeah, takes, and all his pieces come alive. But shutting it down doesn't work either, because well, then maybe it does. Because if takes, I've got this. Ooh, interesting. So, G pawn is a free pawn. Oh, a free pawn. It's a yeah. In English, it's a passed pawn. Passed pawn. Yes, you're right. Passed pawn. You could just play it. You can just run. Just run now. And say he's got no defense against the passed pawn. That's a really great idea. What about just running? Like literally going even immediately. Like here. Wow. This one first even. No, but then he takes here, takes, and here. That's the kind of annoying. Maybe just run it. Run the passed pawn. This is how you win against Opper. Just run your passed pawns. No, okay. The problem is this. My king is really weak. My king is in trouble. Oh, this is painful. But I can't take anything. If I take it's like horde. The horde of pawns will just come after me. I've got to just go, right? Like I've got to just run it. I've got to just run the passed pawn. Now the only other thing is, do I close up first and then run it? This is horde on crack, says Kez. Kez 1337. So yeah, the two moves I'm thinking of is this and this. Maybe we'll give the chat a chance to choose what to play. So what's the advantage of this? If I don't do that, he could take it, takes back, and hit again. So Kez likes g5. Okay, so Opper says he's back in a few minutes, so we can make this a vote in the chat. How about that? Einstein reckons first take something with the c pawn to prohibit him from taking your c pawn. So basically saying my c pawn's hanging. That's true. But if I take this, this is opening up. But then I'd have a double passer. Okay, so candidate moves so far are this, this, and this, and this. So maybe this, and if pawn takes, then push. C takes d5. Yeah. So should we run down Opper's clock? That's the plan here. Oh no, Kez says take the b pawn. Okay, so we got an argument brewing here. The reason I like taking the d pawn was the central pawn, right? So it's the philosophy of taking towards the center. So why towards the center? Because if he takes this way, maybe there are ideas here, and if he takes this way, then we are ideas along this diagonal. So so can we have? Let's have some more opinions from chat. If he manages to do that, it will open your king side. Yeah, if he takes the c pawn, it will open me up. That's true. And Gina217 says, looks like some King's Indian style stuff in which white gets attacked for the simple reason black has more pieces and pawns on the side with the kings. Okay, my king can run. So, should we do takes d5 or b5? What do you guys reckon? He always has c4 himself. c4. That's true. So you just think let's just run, just ignore everything and run, but then he does take here, takes. Just push it. So what do you guys think? Push, takes. We've had king b8, king b8, king to b8, king to b1. Just get the king out the way. But if takes, we're losing a pawn at least. That's the only slightly annoying thing. It's a nice idea. So take here and then go king b1. What do you think? Or do people prefer b5? Takes b5 or d5? We're 1-1 in the chat between these two. We need some more input. We need Gina. Messy Answer says, what are the rules exactly? Just join. Well, you've missed 3 games of this. This is game 4. So the best thing I can do is show you from like, maybe this is the first game, my favourite, because I didn't lose. So what happened is I didn't know Opper's position. We set up a position as white. Opper set up a position as black, and it's just play from position. But you've got no idea how your opponent's going to set up. So that was the position in game 1. Game 2, we actually went for something slightly similar. Again, I'm on the king side and he's on queen side and he's on the king side. And in game 3, so games 1 and 2 actually had quite a nice advantage as white. I'm white every game. This one was more even, but it was actually quite a tricky position, very difficult position to play. And this is the position we set up in game 4, and we're just starting to play it. And it's just me against Opper from position. But if you guys can help me, that would be great. What to do? Yes, you're only allowed pieces on the first 4 ranks, indeed. Oh, Opper is back. Okay, so should we take on d5? What do people think? Okay, we're going to take it. Someone's saying I can win a pawn. E takes d. E takes d. I'm not sure about. So if this takes. Oh, we do have more. We do have more pieces. That's true. Weakening his light squares. Interesting. So at this point, I could just ignore him and take this pawn. Maybe. Bishop takes bishop is a good idea. Queen takes, but then he wins a piece. So this is the sort of things. What else could I do here? E5. Just sack the piece. B5, B4. Just run the pass pawn. This is an idea we had to begin. Just run that pass pawn. Takes, then take back maybe. Oh, it's just running that pass pawn. The problem is if he takes here, suddenly he has control of this square because he's got 3 pieces on this square. So I think I need to do something about that square. And this is coming in as well. D takes e6 is interesting. Takes. Yeah, I think d takes e6 is interesting, but I think he just takes it at the end of it though. It's a shame. He does take it at the end of it, everything. Then knight d1, just back off. Okay, backing off is fine, but I am losing this pawn, which is not a problem. Like, that was a pawn I took in the first place. Takes. So, just back off is interesting. You can try knight b1 to d2 to control e4. Yeah, nice idea. Messy answer, nice one. Although king b1 was my plan at some point, so I'm worried it's a bit slow, but it's a nice one. Okay, so is there anything fast that I can do? So I'm gonna spend a bit longer on this move. Just is there anything fast? Just to check again. Takes, 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 takes. Sorry, at some point he takes here as well. He ends up with a knight there. If I can hit this knight, or maybe rook takes. Okay, so takes, takes, takes. He obviously takes this at some point, and I take back, and there he goes, knight takes pawn, and I go pawn there. And the problem is he just got knight there, and he just is closing me down. Okay, this is not good. So Ker's saying knight d1, head to f2 to e4. Well, that feels like you're abandoning the king. But knight d1 does defend the weak e3 pawn, the backward e3 pawn, so that's also interesting. I have to say it's interesting. What about this? I mean, no, that surely can't be right. It does look amazing, though. I want to play e4. I mean, this is just nuts. So Messy Answer says Black probably doesn't want to play e takes d5, giving White another passed pawn. He doesn't want to take e takes d5. But he does give himself the knight an e6 square, and the knight comes in, defends quite nicely. But you're right, he's probably nervous about that. But if he doesn't take, then I'm playing this, and so he kind of has to take. Yeah, and he might just take with the knight. So he doesn't actually give away anything. If bishop takes knight, bishop takes bishop, and so on. No, e4 doesn't work because of this. Okay, I'm being completely dim. What about pawn takes pawn? Pawn takes pawn, so interesting. But then he just wins this, this, this. You're giving away two pieces for a positional bind. Doesn't work, does it? Okay, this is terrible. We need some better ideas. Yeah, exactly. E4, bishop b takes c3. No, but e4, b takes c3 is not. I think e4 here is what's concerning. Oh well, anyway, b takes c3 as well. Yeah. So Messy Answer says I have to be boring and decide between b1 and d1. Okay. Well, d1, it will stay there for a long time because if it goes here, I feel it's just going way too far from the king, whereas this feels like it's defending the king better. So maybe I quite like b1, but I'm just feeling there must be something else here, but I can't see it. Like here, takes, here, and just some kind of positional bind. Doesn't work. Takes, takes... No, sorry. Takes, he'll take here first. Queen takes, then he'll take here. Oh, what if I just push? No, it doesn't work. He's got too much. It's interesting, but it doesn't work. Ooh, what if I go rook takes? Okay, takes, knight takes, rook takes, takes. If knight takes... If takes... Sorry, bishop takes bishop, rook takes. If he just goes knight takes pawn, yeah, that's just fine. But if he takes the knight, ideas of this, still not quite enough. I mean, crazy, like two pieces for three passed pawns, not quite enough. So Kez says, how about d e6, bishop b takes f3, queen takes f3, b, b, bc3, b takes c3, b takes c3, b takes c3, knight takes d6, d6. And then, and this is the key, cd5 with transferring the rooks to the d line. The problem with that is it gives him a central knight and a piece for a pawn. I mean, I'd love to do this sort of idea, but this pawn's in the way, and okay, sorry. Yeah, Offer saying, are you still there? This is terrible, terrible etiquette. If I do this, he's coming in. Okay, I'm going to go knight b1 and play the boring move. I did. I don't think it was working. That's the problem. Now, unfortunately, this is a problem. Unless I take it, takes, and push. So yes, I give up my nice, beautiful bishop, which is annoying, but maybe I can get some kind of positional bind on him. I definitely will look at it afterwards, Kes. You can be assured of that. So I was thinking of this, but I'm also thinking of now just going for it. But do I want to positionally bind him first? Or is there no rush? So the great thing about this is it keeps his knight very inactive. d5, people like d5. But they're worried about bishop takes d5, b takes d5, bishop takes d5, e4, e4, e4. Oh, that was the line which we just played already. It's this messy answer. Yes. Rook h7. What's it threatening? It's not threatening anything. If we do like no threats on Opper, he's going to kill us. we want to do this, but the question is maybe he has something. What the problem is he has takes queen here. That's basically what I'm scared of. So that's why I like the idea of d5 closing him up. He's still going to do this move. Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, this is actually really dangerous. So the problem is I need to be able to block off this file. That's really hard. So if I go d5, he just goes c4. It's going to be tough. Maybe I just push at this point. So rook here, if he moves the bishop, there might be rook takes b7, king takes b7, and then e5. Yeah, I'm just not seeing what this is threatening. So his threat is quite clear, just going c4 and just blowing open the c file. Might take a while, but maybe that's why knight here is good. So knight here is interesting, pawn here is interesting. Those are the two moves I'm thinking about. Knight there is a bit slow though. I mean, he can just prepare b5. You can just go b5, c4. Knight d2. So knight d2, b5 comes, but if b5 comes, yeah. Knight d2 or d5, that's what I'm thinking. House c4 a threat, free pawn. Yes, it's a threat because that pawn is undefended. It's, yeah. d5, interesting, interesting. But is there any need for it? Maybe d5. d5 or knight d2, what do you guys think? Okay, we need to focus. If d5, what would he do? Maybe just b5? Takes and try and push this pawn. Not you'll even not take, but just the point is he can just throw away pawns and just to open up my king. But you're right, there's a pawn here which is hanging after that. Okay, I really like d5 because if I don't play d5, he plays d5. He can take the d4 pawn to open the line to your king. Indeed. But Messy Answers likes knight d2. Yeah, so people are saying do knight d2. Knight d2, he takes here. Takes, check, get out the way, put the rook on the c-file. I mean, knight d2 doesn't seem awful. If I do this, takes, and I'm hoping I've got him in a positional bind, and I've opened up my bishop. But knight d2 is good as well. I mean, it's active. Knight d2 can't be bad. e4 and c4 are critical squares. e4 and c4 critical squares. Okay, I'm going to go with the chat and do knight d4, but the problem is he going to go d4 at 5? Because I'm not happy if he goes d5. Oh, it's okay, I can do this. Okay, I agree with you. I agree with you. Because if he does this, I do this. Okay. And if he does this, and if he does this, then I cry. Basically. Well, he has this horde situation on me, basically. So indeed, he's going for this, just giving up the pawn idea. Notice the bishop's now defending this pawn. So I could take, and his idea is then he's got some annoying pin. Takes. Oh, he's also opening this up. Very nasty. Kind of just wouldn't need to move the knight, I think. Oh, but then there's this coming. Interesting. People saying it's resignable now. Oh, the rook is coming and taking here. My queen is hanging. Yeah, my queen is hanging if I take. I figured that out. E4, E5 was a no-go. This one. Well, knight F2, C3, bishop C3. Knight F2. The problem is knight F2, then C4, C3 is a problem. Yeah, indeed. So just go for it. Takes. Oh, if I go for this one, takes, I don't have anything. Takes. F5, F5, takes. F5, what's the idea? Am I just losing a pawn here? Takes. Is the idea something like queen here? It's confusing. Let's go for it then. People are crying in chat. Okay. Ugh, queen here isn't anything because this is defended. Ouch. So I lose my passer. Maybe d takes e6 was best, says Casey. Well, we'll look at it. I did analyze it and I thought it wasn't, but we'll analyze it. We'll analyze it. It's not completely over. We don't have our nice passer. That's the only thing. Just get our king out the way. He's got a very active rook though. Ooh, two very active rooks. But hang on a second. We can exchange off. We can exchange off rooks maybe. I was thinking of queen g6. The problem is it doesn't do anything. So, oops, that was a mouse slip. Okay, what is this idea? He wants to move the queen either here or here. Oh, that's a check. Nice move. Nice move. Nice move, nice move. Ooh, what do I do here? King h1, it feels so passive. He does that anyway. Okay, I'm going to just do this. Entry squares not covered. Beep, beep, beep. Or are they? Yeah, entry squares not covered. That was the problem with that one. If I go knight there, queen takes rook. Oops. Yeah. Queen h3. What do I do here? Queen. I did move my queen somewhere. Defending the rook. Hang on. Queen h3 just feels like it's pinning myself. What's the move I want to do? I want to go knight here. And why can't I do that exactly? Yeah, I can do that if I want to. Oh, can I not? Let's see. So knight here. Rook takes rook. Yeah, I can't because of rook takes rook. Queen takes rook. Queen takes knight. Because I can't go knight takes rook because of queen here. That's the problem. So I got myself into a pickle. Because I'm not protecting this square properly. This square here. And how do I protect that square? By going queen to d1 somehow. But like the only way to go to d1 is to go here, here, here. That doesn't work. Knight here. What does that do? It just takes this one. What about knight here? Knight here might work. Knight h2, that might work. Knight h2. What do people think? Queen d2, rook takes f3. Oh yeah, I missed it. Queen d2. So knight here, how about that? I can never take the rook though, that's the only problem. But at least then, well, he just knew already what I wanted to do. The problem is I can never take the rook because otherwise he has queen there check. So what's his plan with this move? Of course it's to bring the rook into here. Of course. So I'm really just going into a ball here. Okay, so rook takes knight is the threat. Why didn't I go rook here and then I could have gone queen there? Because it didn't do anything. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I saw rook f2. I just maybe rook c1 was stronger, but then queen here, queen there. The king is very safe. There's nothing. So just back off, I guess. What can he do? c1 just takes it. Rook f1, sorry. Knight here. That's the idea. Oh, he's developing his pieces. This is dangerous. Okay, let's free my knight. Where can it go? So there are two moves I'm thinking. I'm thinking rook here is interesting. I'm thinking attacking the rook is interesting. Attacking the rook is definitely interesting. But it does block my queen. Rook here is interesting, but yeah, but he's just got rook there, I guess. So what's he planning? This? Could just take it. Rook c1, queen d2. Rook c1. I'm afraid of something on here. Is the reason I'm not doing that. But yeah. Okay, he wants this sort of idea. Yeah, he's trying to stop this pawn. Okay, I'm going to go here. So he's hitting my queen. Interesting. And he's also hitting this pawn. The queen here, maybe. So, oh, unfortunately that comes with check. Oh, that doesn't quite work. If this, okay, just push. I'm just playing far too quickly. But the idea is if rook takes pawn, queen takes queen. He might have something cunning. Does he have something cunning? I can never go. Bishop takes bishop, check. If ever bishop takes bishop, queen takes comes with checks. That's no good at all. So he's doing this, which is sneaky. So I can never take the bishop. That's the annoying thing because he comes back with check, and then I get mated. But I could always take the rook and then take the bishop if I wanted to. I'm going to just throw in this check. Okay, he wants this, he wants this. Yes. Tough. So if I defend, takes, and the rook is wayward, and he has check, king there, and winning the rook. So I have to do this way, but then I probably got mated in some weird way. Yeah, fair enough. Hang on a second. Is there some weird configuration? Rook there. Rook there, queen takes rook. Takes, king takes. There's no crazy stalemate, unfortunately. Oh, yeah, it's so nice. Not quite, not quite. King here. Okay, so I do this. Queen takes rook. Yeah. Okay. No luck. No luck, no luck. No luck there. Ah, of course. Okay, so there are definitely lots of things to look at in that game. So I'm going to open that. Yeah. So that was we had a fun series of games there. I think it's 4 games there. I'm going to open that up in analysis board now. In fact, let's. I can just request analysis, but I could actually put that in Opper's study. Okay. So the chapter 1, that was when we. Chapter 1 was the. No, that was just an empty chapter. Delete chapter. Okay. So this. Sorry. This one. Okay, let's see. We'll go back to the study in a second. Just seeing what the position was. Yeah, so apparently it is kind of level for a bit, for a tiny bit, and then it's bad very soon. But let's go back into that study. But okay, so that was game 4. Okay. Okay, let's look at it in here. Okay, so we'll turn the engine on. So hopefully you can see the engine. Yes, you can. Okay. So E takes D5 was the strongest move, not C takes D5. Okay, but C takes D5 second best move, so not too bad. Then taking on here, pretty decent. B4, strong move. Knight to D1 is stronger. Knight to E2 even. Knight to B1 not so much. Knight takes D5, strong move. So, and now Queen to G1 to defend this. This not so good. Pawn takes was even stronger apparently. But bishop takes E4, bishop B7. Still, this game is under control. Oh, so we were calculating something interesting. We were saying, what about going D takes E6? And that's actually a pretty decent move. So bishop takes F3, queen takes F3, pawn takes knight. Yeah, D E6, definitely interesting. Bishop takes C3, and let's assume knight takes E6. Yeah, that is the best move. So we're a piece down, but we have a lot of passed pawns. So what next? So Messy Answer says, I don't think you're learning much if you're just saying the moves out loud and watching the engine eval change. Just saying. Well, I'm trying to see what... Well, we did analyze as far as this, and then in this position... I mean, what we want to do is push this pawn eventually, but I'm not really... After bishop bc5, queen c6. This, this. So this is Kez 1337 saw this line all the way up to queen c6. Yeah, I didn't see queen c6. What other moves here? Queen g2, rook h6. Queen c6. Okay, so it looks very uncomfortable for black. Certainly, like hitting this pawn, you have to maybe do something like this, defending it. Or apparently queen b6. Defending. So yeah, in this position, so black does have the extra piece, but we do have a double passer. So yeah, after this, he wasn't sure that. Yeah, I mean that was. You saw a couple of moves deeper than I did. I have to say. Basically, I saw up to here, and I just didn't see anything concrete at this point. Yeah, if we're forced to exchange the queens, and basically we do because this seems uncomfortable. Yeah, I mean this also even stuff like this it just looks very uncomfortable. He's going to want to chase our queen out, but his pieces are so passive. So he kind of has to exchange queens. And we can exchange queens. We can give him that. Might not even be the best move, but we can. So probably this is stronger. Exchange queens, so then we never suffer the kingside attack. Yeah, so this we spent a long time on this move. On this move, like do we do d takes e6? Do we do knight d1, knight b1, knight e2, knight d1, knight e4? I was even thinking of crazy moves like e4. They're not very good. Just takes, e takes d5. Yeah, we're not really getting anywhere. Knight e4. I did not consider knight e4. That's crazy. Kez says I'm off. Nice game though. Yeah, thanks for stopping by. And Messiaen says it's better than I evaluated it to be. I admit that. Yeah. So knight d1. You can see there's so many options. This move was critical. Knight d1 is pretty much okay. Knight e2 is okay. Knight e2, he takes this pawn, then what? We could just, I mean, it doesn't say king b1, but king b1 looks... No, but then we're losing this, so it looks very uncomfortable. Maybe king d2, but that's feels uncomfortable being in the center. But it reckons white's winning, but yeah, I don't believe that. Maybe takes, and bishop takes, and the same sort of ideas as in the game. Although he could pawn takes. Going back actually right to the initial position, we thought a long time about this as well. Like, could you just push? And of course, yeah, the problem is the c4 pawn is hanging. Which is why we eventually went for this sort of thing to try and dissolve some of the tension first. Knight e2, knight e2, knight b1. Okay, so it's not completely terrible, but yeah, then the king has to go to d2. So takes, e4. Okay, so I feel like still it's not completely terrible, this. And in this position, I was really thinking of going here, and it's a terrible move. So why is it a terrible move? Takes, and bishop f6 or b5. I saw b5, and b5, c4 ideas. But even bishop f6 apparently is annoying, because the squares around my king are quite weak, and I've just opened up the position. So maybe it was better not to. D takes c5, really just b takes c5 and knight d2. I mean, now that you say it like that, it does look solid. I mean, it does. The king has now a square, and you know this is looking actually pretty decent. Knight b6, and I'm thinking king b1. But Stockfish has other ideas. Rook f1 maybe. King b1 seems fine. Rook h7 is even an idea. Okay, so instead I played knight d2 first, which is also was still pretty decent. Pawn here, and then this is where it fell apart. So it was important to maybe take here, apparently. Why is that important? Or take here. So why is this important to take? This looks terrible, because just this, and we're losing an exchange, right? So I guess it just deems that bishop is so powerful that you give up an exchange. But okay, so why can't... If we take here, what does he do? Can he ever take... Messy answer. It's better than I evaluated to be, I admit that. So why is this so much different to the same position with d4 and b6 on the board? In other words, why would d takes c5, b takes c5, knight d2 be so much better than knight d2 immediately? D takes c5, b takes c5, knight d takes c5. B takes c5, knight d2. Oh, going d takes c5 first. Yes, okay. So going d takes c5 first. D takes c5, b takes c5, knight d2. So why is it evaluating d takes c5 as better for white than knight d2 immediately? It's because black has something else which Opper didn't play, which is taking here, and I imagine, is it coming in on this diagonal somehow? I'm not sure. Takes, and e5 it wants to do. Oh, sorry. So Opper's here. Oh, Opper's gone again. So was this? Yeah. Okay, so I should have done this. I should have done this in the study. I was doing it in the game. Yeah. So d5's interesting. I would just put my bishop back on b2. Is this pawn falling? That's annoying. I don't want to open up the d file, but the problem is if I just put my bishop back on b2, I'm losing this pawn. So I guess that's why this is not as good. Is if he gets to take, yeah, he gets to take, and do this. So it's better to take first, just to stop him from that opportunity. Yeah, but in the game he went for this anyway, and here, yeah. So it shouldn't be so bad, just even something like this. It's not necessarily the best move, but it's okay. But what I did was terrible. I thought closing up, I was thinking stop the knight from coming to d6, that was basically my thinking. But c4 comes, and then it's followed by c3, and yeah, this is curtains already. So f5, just trying to play something interesting, basically. C takes d3, rook takes d3, takes, and then yeah. So Messy Answer says, understanding the dynamic possibilities in complex positions like these is quite tough, but educational. Yeah, it was very tough. It was made for some good games. We can stop analysing after e5. Yeah, e5 is rip. And then it's just going for tricks, basically. Maybe here rook f1 might be better. Wants knight f3. What? I just got my knight off at f3. Knight h2, bishop h4, knight back to f3. No thanks. But maybe rook f1. But I just didn't see any direct threat. Like if he does this, there's no real threat. Like he can even take here. I have nothing. There's nothing there. So that's why I went for the kind of more passive, curling up into a ball. And yeah, okay. So yeah, so Opper says white had to play a mysterious piece sack. Yeah, so he likes the d takes e6, I think. Maybe. Okay. Definitely interesting games. Okay, learn from my mistakes. Knight b1, yeah, we saw that. Knight d2, we should take on the pawn first, so we saw that. e5 is played, yeah. Oh, so op is here. So he's showing, okay. Yeah. So knight e2, knight takes d5, yeah. Yeah, knight e2, so the king still has the b1 square free to back off to, and then the rook's coming to c1, and it's all very nice. I was thinking knight takes d5, but it's still hitting here. Yeah, he's saying he likes how this crazy position is actually an equal position, or pretty equal position. With this being white's best play. Instead of going c takes d5, going e takes d5 first. So we had 4 very interesting games. It's not e takes d5. So apparently, yeah, if you e takes d5 first, it says maybe white's got a slight edge because of the passed pawns. So maybe the pawns don't roll as nicely as they seem to. But do they? I mean, so let's continue. King b1. King b1. Is c4 coming? Maybe not. Maybe isn't c4 annoying? I'm not sure. So he says, yeah, objectively, white does have quite a nice position. So king b1, yeah, how does it continue? Yeah, the deeper, I'm not, I mean, we know how Stockfish really doesn't understand King's Indian positions. So yeah, the longer it thinks, the more it actually quite likes. The more it's, well, maybe not. It's unclear. So g5 is definitely one of the threats. From white, d takes c5, another idea. If you take here, we're moving into here, potentially, with the knight. So why not d takes c5 immediately? Is there a reason for that? Or why is this bad? I mean, this is a kind of... This is bad because knight b4, and the knight would just not be challenged on this square, so that's why this is bad. Rook g8 looks reasonable, and interesting. Yeah, d takes c5. At higher depths, it likes d takes c5. It's not clear. Why are we opening up? Why are we encouraging this horde on our king side? Knight b6. Okay, so I mean it's very unclear. This is just from the opening position with best play what might have happened, but yeah, it's interesting how these pawns look so threatening, but you know, if this, you're just giving yourself a square there, it doesn't really work. Maybe this, but then this is not opening up the right squares. So it's not actually clear where black's break is in this position. It's actually, yeah, there is no actual clear break. b4, maybe b4. If he goes for b4 immediately, but then this just gives the a4 square for the knight. But then bishop c6, because we don't want to get doubled a pawns really. Queen c2 or rook h7. So queen c2, he just wants to, if he goes for those doubled a pawns, it looks a bit ugly. And then can you go knight b6? Yeah, knight b6 maybe first. So this is pretty sharp. Rook h7. Because he's threatening to pick up this a pawn and start some attack along the a file. And he's also, these pawns might start rolling now, so it's not very clear. So although it wants knight c4, but I'm thinking, what about simple queen d7 hitting this pawn? And a problem with that apparently is bishop h5 hitting the rook. Yeah, this is not good. So why is it not good? Because you could win this pawn, but you lose the rook. Rook takes e8, and this pawn is rolling. So this is so yeah. So I think white is slightly better here, but it is kind of double-edged. Queen b5, g7, c4. So we get quite a double-edged position. Maybe the knight backs off. So maybe he takes here, and if you take back c3, so you just go straight for rook g1, threatening to queen. This is quite a nasty threat. Bishop f6, rook takes e8, queen takes e8, queen. Yeah, this is the problem. Queen takes rook, pawn takes queen, bishop takes, and at the end of all that, the bishop is actually defending that annoying knight. Okay, so white is winning, but this is some crazy line. You've got a queen for 2 pieces. That was if queen e7, but you don't have to go queen e7. You could also go knight c4, and yeah, this is still very interesting. But it looks like, yeah, maybe white's attack might be slightly faster potentially. Going back all the way to the beginning, yeah, taking this way. Yeah, I think the really interesting line, as we saw, was actually this. This is what we wanted to analyze immediately. With bishop takes f3, queen takes f3, b takes c3, b takes c3, and knight takes e6 makes a lot of sense. With the idea of d takes c5, b takes c5, queen c6, queen to b6, queen takes queen, knight takes queen. And this would have been the position. And maybe g5, maybe g5, maybe rook h6. Lots of ideas here. And apparently black is slightly better. It's not just for having the extra piece. 1, 2, 3 pawns. Piece for 2 pawns. So that was the interesting line. Cool. Oh, thanks everyone for watching. We had 4 very interesting games. I managed to draw the first one, but Opper, of course, won with his better chess in all the others. And I think in 2 of the positions, let's see actually, in our games, in every position I got plus 1.3 as white. In game 3 I had plus 0.6 as white. So game 3 was the tightest. In game 2 I had plus 3.2 as white, and in game 1 I had plus 1.9 as white. So this should, although yeah, this should be a kind of quite a big advantage for white in this game, but there's this huge amount of randomness. So CP-Qt, my analysis is a bit, yeah, going a bit too deep with with some of the analysis there. Indeed, yeah, it's just for fun. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed the stream, and if you're interested in Crazy House, definitely do follow. If you're interested in chess, then check out check out this playlists on my YouTube, because you can then find specifically chess stuff. So I have a geometry of chess video. If you just look at chess study brackets OK playlist, for example, I've got a geometry of chess video. I've got a few other really nice videos there, but mainly what the content on my stream is Crazy House. If you're interested in Crazy House, do follow, and hopefully what we've been playing the last few weeks is Crazy House 960. It's been lots of fun. Unfortunately, it's not on lichess. It's on a site called pychess.org, but we're running a team Crazy House 960 league over on pychess.org, and that's what we've been. That's what's been going on. And also, if you're interested in Crazy House, of course, do sign up for the Crazy House World Championship, which sign-ups end on March 15th. So search in the forums for Jan Lee, Crazy House World Championship, and you'll find you just need to write "I'm in the forum to participate. Okay, so thanks everyone for joining, and hope you have a good evening.